trash either today or tomorrow. And so if they're like, well, let's just do it.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
You know what I did? I threw something away. Do you ever do this? Do you ever try to see what they'll take? Like big things. I don't talk about recycling. Like big, you know.
As long as it fits in the can, I really don't care.
Okay, but so, you know what I did this week?
What's that?
I had a big brush, you know, for the swimming pool, and it got stuck on its longest length.
Yeah.
So it's 12 feet.
Yeah. I hate when it gets stuck on its longest length.
And I couldn't unstick it.
Yeah.
And I also couldn't break it.
Yeah.
But
so it was just sticking out 12 feet out of the garbage can. Did they take it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost become this game.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I threw away a refrigerator a couple weeks ago.
It's like,
they took it.
have you ever thrown anything away that's like super heavy?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
refrigerator.
Well, no, but like even
Was
heavier. Like I've thrown away like giant cement like flower pots that weigh more than like a full refrigerator.
Yeah.
How much does that weigh? Like 100 pounds?
150 pounds.
Yeah.
It was an old refrigerator. So my wife's bedroom, yeah, it was.
I guess the only thing I always wonder, it's our trash.
I'm not going to spend $60 taking it to the trash dump. If it
You know,
goes to
there's
the
trash on the table. This is like real trash on the table.
This was really, it really is.
So, you know, I wonder if when because they use the automatic, you know, arms. I sometimes wonder, what if the bottom fell out? Like it was so heavy.
I don't think they won't pick it up if it doesn't fit in the trash can and it goes out.
No. I'm saying, what if they start lifting it?
Yeah.
And your bottom had, you know, the plastic.
They ain't gonna mess with it. It's just gonna sit on the side of the road. They're gonna drive off. They're not putting it in for you.
No, what I'm talking about is if it's like halfway, they would just leave all the stuff that fell out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks. Okay.
That's your deal. I did see one of the old-fashioned ones though. The dude in the back of the truck getting out and emptying trash cans the other day. Talk about a tough job. Like turn the truck in the back. Yeah.
Jeez.
It's kind of crazy. All right, welcome to the 5th of January, or 5th of January, 5th of July.
Is it really?
God, well, it feels like the 5th of July. Today we're going to get 5 ways for you to become more independent.
Even though I haven't thought of it.
We're going to give you a psychological, we're going to go all psycho on you here with Dr.
so
Josh
good
Claypool.
live.
I know.
I'm so
finally
good live.
using you for what you're good for. It's coming up. I got some TikTok news. Jimmy Carter is going to be celebrating his 75th anniversary with Rosalind coming up. Is it Rosalind or Rosalind? Rosalind coming up on Wednesday, and also today is the 75th anniversary of the bikini. I posted a picture on my I was going to post something kind of nasty because you can.
No, but you can eat them back in the day.
Well, so I did a little research.
Okay, here we go.
So I was trying to think the most memorable bikini I can remember. Today marks the 75th anniversary of the bikini, 1946. And I was thinking about Halle Berry and James Bond. I was thinking of Elizabeth Hurley and The Spy Who Shagged Me. Farrah Fawcett, that wasn't a bikini. Cheryl Tiegs, that wasn't a bikini. Yeah. There's a Molly Sims bikini picture out there. It's crazy. And so I found the site. It's like the 20 most memorable bikini pictures, but it was like from 2013. So I posted a picture of the first bikini. I saw that. And it's a bikini.
Yeah.
Now, for 1946, that's getting after it.
Yeah, compared to, given that there wasn't a bikini.
No.
Right, like we lost a lot of...
I don't know if there was there a two-piece before the bikini, or was that the first time we ever saw skin between the top and the bottom? I don't know.
You mean like a top and the bloomers?
Yeah, I mean, was there ever...
No midriff.
Yeah.
I think that was midriff.
So I pulled up some interesting stats and some interesting things about the bikini. Of course, Bikini Atoll, where the... testing of our nuclear weapons was Bikini Atoll, the island Bikini Atoll.
Okay.
There's a reason why we have the bikini in this Bikini Atoll. The guy who created the bikini, and he started. Of course it was. He created it back in the 30s, but it made its debut in 1946. And a 19-year-old was actually the first woman. If you go to KCast Radio or Tone the Bone 37,
that was a 19-year-old.
That was a 19-year-old that posted the picture. So not only was it a bikini, but she was 19. She wasn't underage. She was just young. Yeah. But he called it the bikini because of Bikini Atoll Island, because he said it was a bombshell of a swimsuit, and so thus the bikini.
You got great research.
And the Vatican, when the original bikini came out, said that you can't wear it. It's sinful, and obviously they look at things a little differently. The other thing I think was really interesting, since we got the Olympics coming up, do you know the first year that women could wear bikinis as their official uniform for volleyball, beach volleyball?
No.
Take a stab at it. I think you'd be surprised.
Official bikini? What were they wearing before?
They were wearing one piece.
Oh. 80s?
1993.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember them wearing one piece. See, beach volleyball's gotten women's beach volleyball. Well, because yeah, because men.
I remember the first time I heard they're going to wear bikinis, I was like, this is never going to fly. First of all, you're going to have no boobs. There's no way you can have boobs and play beach volleyball. Well, you can, but you ain't going to be. No.
Well, no, it's like sports bra.
Yeah,
you can.
And I guess it was a CBS who blurred out the back end because you could see the plumber's ass there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's very.
It made me want to watch. But now it's like no big deal. It really isn't. I mean, most of these women, sorry, but you don't see a lot of big-breasted women playing volleyball. You don't. And so it looks like stick women with bikinis on.
No.
It's still attractive. It's still...
No, they're very athletic.
And they put the fingers behind the back and do the whole...
Well, that's their signal.
I know, I love that.
They're not just putting
and
their
they're
fingers...
smacking each other's asses and stuff. I love that.
You're terrible.
I love you. I love that
I
sport.
really should have brought you down to Gulf Shores. No, I really shouldn't have brought you down to Gulf Shores.
No. No, you invited me, but then you backed out. Because you took your daughter, and I was like, whatever.
About that, if you think about, again...
Is that the reason why you didn't take me? Because you thought I was going to, like, step on my tongue?
I only had two tickets.
Two what?
I thought I was going to have multiple tickets.
Yeah.
Then there was no tickets, and I wasn't going.
Yeah.
Then there was two tickets, and my daughter wanted to go. And I love you to death, but it was my daughter. She wanted to go.
You would have had a lot more fun with me.
I didn't think she wanted to go. I was just thinking, can you imagine? This is another interesting, why do we do this thing? You look at men's volleyball, men's beach volleyball, or really anything. They're wearing board shorts, basically.
Yeah.
Right? And they've worn forever. Why aren't they wearing, compression shorts?
Women?
No, men. You know what I'm saying?
For
beach volleyball. So think about it. We're putting women in basically nothing, right?
We're not putting women.
No,
they're putting themselves.
Okay.
Let's make that clear. We're not trying to over sexualize volleyball. We're not asking women to wear.
So what is the purpose of that, as compared to men?
It's a great question because
who are wearing. Not only are they wearing. I mean, again, what if men were just wearing compression shorts?
Are they more aerodynamic? Are women more aerodynamic because in volleyball because of bikinis, or do they just want to wear bikinis because that makes them more comfortable? I can't imagine. Obviously, I'm watching it because it's a sport, not because of what they're wearing. Okay,
dude. They are.
But I mean, it'd be like, do guys play in Speedos?
Well, no. That's kind of why don't they?
Good question.
You get a rash. That's what it is.
You think?
You can wear compression shorts. You can wear Speedos because
Why don't women wear compression shorts?
Why don't they do in college?
Yeah.
They do. If you look at collegiate players,
are they not allowed to wear bikinis in college?
No, dress code is they're short, but they're basically real short compression shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as they go outside competing collegiately, then they go to the bikinis. In fact, I mean,
they don't have to go to the bikinis, but they want to go to the bikinis.
Yeah, I should find out because I mean, I told you I've got two twins that I coach, and they in college while they're playing for their team. There's a uniform, and then when you get outside, there's no uniform, but not all of them, but most of them will.
That'd be a very interesting question. We should get a woman volleyball player on and find out if that's something that's is that comfortable for them. We did a whole story on this about women who show up at the swimming pool or the beach with their muumuus on or with their dresses over, and guys, they got the glasses on, they're like this because they know they can't. They're going to about ready to get a striptease show. And it makes women very cognizant of their surroundings. And so if a woman's like that, but if they obviously feel comfortable just jumping around and spiking the ball in a bikini, I guess it's...
But ask most women. They will tell you, again, this is the guy versus... Most bikinis, I mean, there's sport ones and there's comfortable ones, etc. But I mean, mostly you're tucking the girls in and you're putting this tight thing up. I mean, again, look what I'm wearing. Yeah. These are gym shorts, walking shorts. I could go to the beach. I can surf.
You can do whatever.
I can do whatever I want. And our lives are so much easier as guys. I mean, just think about it. I threw these things on. It doesn't matter what I have on. Go. I don't even care. It doesn't matter. It all looks the same. Women, it's such a, I mean, just the act of putting on the bikini.
Yeah.
It's a whole different vibe.
Can you remember any specific bikini story in your life that changed your life? First time you saw one,
So you asked me all this stuff.
wardrobe malfunction, whatever. I've got one that's just. I had a friend of mine.
Yeah,
I'll
go ahead,
share.
go ahead.
I had a friend of mine that lived down the street. He was a little younger than me.
The garage door one.
No, well, that was the same kid. Yeah. Come to think of it, there were a lot of things that I grew up with this kid. His dad was a superintendent of the school district, and his wife, I believe her name was Linda. She was an attractive woman, and I got invited to go over to a friend's house with him to go swimming at their pool, and his wife had a homemade knit bikini on.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh, homemade, but the crochet.
It was a crochet.
Oh,
Believe it or not,
remember
there used to
those.
be crochet bikinis.
Yes, I remember that.
It was like you could knit your own bikini.
Yeah.
She had knitted her own bikini, and she was laying there, and I don't want to say their last name because they may be watching. But I'll call him Murphy. I said, hey, Miss Murphy, and I was probably 14, 15. I said, hey, Miss Murphy, you going to get in the pool? She's like, no, I can't get in the pool. I was like, why? She goes, and I was like, come on, get in the pool, Miss Murphy. Get in the pool. And so she jumped in. It came off. And she came out of the pool, and that was the first. It was my Phoebe Cates moment. She came out of the pool, and I was like, whoa.
What's the classic song? Johnny's, whatever. Got it going on.
Yeah, John's mom.
Got it going on, yeah.
Oh, man, I remember that moment. I mean, it was like slow motion. It was Chevy Chase. She came out of the pool. She didn't realize it, and I remember it vividly. It changed my life. It was great. It was a wonderful moment. Happy birthday to the bikini, 75 today. Thought that was a little strange, though, that it'd been 1993 since Olympic women could or did wear bikinis in the Olympics. We've come a long way, man. We've come a long way from the Vatican saying it's a sin to wear bikinis, and now we're wearing them. And it's probably one of the most watched sports outside gymnastics in the Summer Olympics for a lot of different reasons.
I've told you this. They're incredible athletes. They do stuff.
Have you ever tried to do two-man volleyball?
Yeah,
it's impossible.
I hate it. We used to, when I played volleyball in high school, our coach would make us go, I played indoor volleyball, our coach would make us go in the off season and play in the sand because you can't jump and whatever. Yeah. I hated it then. I hate pickup games of beach volleyball. It's not fun. No. It's hot. There's sand everywhere. That's the other thing. I was watching, because I was watching when I went down there. They somehow, I don't know how they do it. It must be a skill. These women, they dive in the sand, and they don't see, I mean, they get some in their mouth, but it just like brushes off.
I know, right?
Like, I don't know if it's, I mean, they're sweating, so it would stick. I don't get it.
Get in your eyes, get in your mouth.
Oh,
your nose,
yeah. I mean, yeah.
No, I go to that Veterans Park, and they got volleyball things, and they're kids, and they love it. It's great. No, I'm happy for them.
It's hot. And, okay.
Yeah. All right, Jimmy Carter's got his 75th wedding anniversary coming up on Wednesday. I almost hate knowing it, but they're already celebrating it now. I'm like, let's get there first.
Jeez.
And I just found out the longest marriage in the history of marriage records. You want to take a stab at what's the longest?
I mean, it can't be much more than like 80 years. 80?
Let's go 90 years and 291 days is the longest marriage in the history of the world.
Does it talk about when they got married?
They got married for like 15 or 16.
Okay. So, I mean, you got to bet.
But still, 15 or 16, you're still 105.
Yeah, right, that's what I mean.
Can you imagine? I mean, you make it to 20, you're rocking. 30, you're good. There are no stats, by the way, on the percentage. 0.1% make it to 70 years, but there's no stats that keep.
You know, we should look at divorce.
No, we shouldn't.
No. We should look at divorce after age 70. What's the percentage?
After the age of 70?
Yeah, what's the percentage of people who get divorced after the age of 70?
I think you're better off just to die.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Money probably plays into it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're wealthy and you're making it into your 60s, that's probably where, like, I still got some time left to get after it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. When you hit 70.
And when you're broke, you're probably like, I'm just going to stay with it.
That's 60.
And it was a generational thing, too. I mean, if you're 70 and you're a billionaire, your wife's probably got a boogie on you.
Yeah, but if you look at the age, if you look at 70-year-olds now,
yeah,
that generation was the one that started getting divorces.
Yeah.
So like that's a thing they, that's the thing. Think about us when we get to be that age.
Yeah.
We can get divorced. I mean, people get divorces all the time now.
Yeah. It is the day after the 4th of July, and thanks to the thousands of folks who download the KCast Radio app. You can download the KCast Radio app right now. It's KCast Radio app. It's classic rock to the bone, 24/7. Kurre and Klapow every Monday through Friday between 6 and 9. We have a great time. We hope you enjoy the show, and of course we Facebook Live every once in a while. And we had a bunch of people listening last night as we did our official Detonation Station fireworks presentation last night at 9 o'clock. It was fantastic. So check that out, KCast Radio, the KCast Radio app. Pull that up. You'll absolutely love it. Also want to thank Southern Precision Staffing. They do our AC/DC show every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. For all your staffing needs, it could be skill trade, it could be IT, it could be construction, everything in between. Kai Gregory and his staff do a wonderful job. They're centered here in Hoover, but they serve the United States of America just like KCast Radio does. 205-682-2828. 205-682-2828, where your word and your handshake still means something. Check out Southern Precision Staffing and welcome them on the air here from KCast Radio. Got a couple other stories. TikTok's fixing to change something up here in a couple days that I think is going to change the way we watch TikTok for you youngsters out there, you young whippersnappers out there. And also the 5 ways we can all become more independent. Do you have your ideas?
No,
Do you need to write them down?
I may need a little music.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I just came up with that because today, of course, is the day we recognize Independence
You're so
Day.
good about that.
Well, I thought I'd give you some time because I don't want it to be a Fox 6 thing where you spend more time alone, blah, 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 blah. You know, okay, damn it. I want you to throw a little in there. You know?
Okay.
You know? Or a 5. Because I think we could all become a little bit more independent. Now, coming out of a pandemic, perhaps we've all become a little more independent, even if we didn't want to.
It's called isolation.
Yeah. And there's a big difference between independence, confidence, narcissism, and cocky.
What?
Yeah, right? No, because
Where did you go? You need your own show.
No, because a lot of people think that if you're confident, you're cocky. You can be confident and humble. It's very difficult. It's a fine line to walk.
And you can be
cocky and not confident. You can be cocky and insecure, but a lot of people put confidence and cocky together. If you know someone that's very, very confident, normally they're gumshoers. You think they're cocky. And then narcissism kind of shows it's got a little bit of the slice of that, just because.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well,
right?
because in narcissism, you do at the top level, you believe you're special.
Yeah.
You believe you're different. Now the problem is underneath, it's just a sea of insecurity.
Yeah.
So
a lot of people equate being independent as I don't need you.
Yeah.
And that is a turn on for guys. Guys love that.
Well,
guys love women who are independent.
Hang on.
Or think they're independent.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Except in the corporate setting. Because if she's independent in the corporate, this is an issue. If she's independent in the corporate setting, then she's pushing. Then she's not a team player. It's a you should watch. I mean, in the corporate setting, the very things that maybe turn us on outside of the corporate setting are looked down upon. You know why? You know this. Because men are threatened.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. We like women who are really into something that's important to them because we know we're going to have to compete against it. It's taking time away from us, and we like that because we know you're not going to puppy dog us. So we love independence. Now, we don't want independence all the time.
Well, we also don't want independence in things that we're doing.
Yeah. And
there's competition. Again, that's the corporate settings is amazing because you will see women who, for all intent and purpose, they're assertive. They're asserting their thoughts and their ideas. The very thing that we look for in men. He's a problem solver. He does it on his own. He does, Now, and then for women, it's seen as she doesn't want to engage. Now, that being said, let me just qualify that. One of the other problems in a corporate setting is sometimes someone who's independent is seen not as a team player, which is true. I mean, you can see that in sports all the time, right? He or she they're independent.
We call it ISO.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, you can be seen as a leader.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you can be seen not as a team player, and not as somebody who embraces the culture. And there's a difference between independence, leading, and self-focus, self-centered.
Yeah.
Totally, you can be independent in a healthy way as long as you're paying attention to the world around you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just like blinders on and you're just doing it your own way. And again, then we think, oh, all the great inventors and the great entrepreneurs, they were totally independent.
Okay, so a little bit later on the show here, and we're on for another hour, I want to find out, are there different, and you've never even done a bustle on this.
No, I was
So this is
thinking
good.
about
So
this.
are there different things that, because I think it's good to have your independence.
It's necessary.
It is necessary because we have something called codependency where you're always dependent on something else making you happy. If you got to make yourself happy, no one's here to make you happy. You have to be happy on your own, or you have to be independent on your own. So, give me 5 things coming up in a few minutes to make yourself more dependent. Or independent. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. I want to mention a story. It really has nothing to do with anything, but it's an amazing story. 24-year-old Turkish woman.
It has nothing to do with anything.
It really doesn't. I just think it's an amazing story.
Okay, good.
There's probably a little psychology here. She had a life-threatening blood illness, and she lost her left arm. Then she lost her right arm. Then she left her left leg, and then she lost her right egg. She's a stump woman. She's just a torso.
Yeah.
And her kidneys collapsed due to the blood poisoning. She ended up having all 4 limbs amputated. She's going in for double arm, double leg transplant this week. Isn't that crazy?
Her?
Huh?
That picture's her?
That was her. That was her before the. If you can see that.
God, yeah.
That was her. Very attractive woman.
The show after.
No. She's using prosthesis, obviously, right now. She continues her life, but she has certain problems. She seems motivated and willing for limb transplants. She's a suitable patient, so when a suitable donor was found, and they have found that person, there's no obstacle in terms of transplantation for her name's Beza. But she's going to go in and have... Isn't that weird? I don't even know what to say about it. I just think it's crazy.
No, I mean, can you imagine both sides, the amputation.
I didn't know you could do that.
What?
Have leg and arm transplantation. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could take someone's arm and put it on your arm.
It looks like it's below the elbow. I mean, it's below the elbow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I mean, I know you can have finger and hands.
I just thought you'd have a prosthetic arm or a leg, and
Yeah.
that was all you could do. But evidently, you can transplant someone else's arm and someone else's leg.
Jeez, think about the amount of rehab that you got to do. Think about the.
Well, what if it doesn't fit?
Well, it does. What do you mean if it doesn't fit?
Well, I mean, what if the arm you get's a little bit bigger than the one you got,
Well, here's what's real interesting.
or the leg's a little smaller than the one you got?
But here's what's
you get
real,
bird legs.
What's it? Okay, when we go, God, see, why do I do this show? So here's what is it the same? Do you get arms? I'm assuming you get arms.
What if you
Two arms from the same person, from the same donor?
Yeah.
What if you had mismatched arms?
That's
I
what I'm
mean?
saying.
Like,
Do you get the
You must get. Do you get all 4 from the same donor?
And is there a shopping book? Is there a book
No,
that you
no,
can actually
no,
look through and point out?
It's gotta be the donor. The donor has to give you all 4 limbs. I mean,
And can you take a man's limb and put it on a female?
probably not.
And could you compete in the Olympics if you did?
Oh, jeez.
Come on now. I mean, hey.
No, I mean, look. Even with the transplant, you know, there's gonna be some limitations.
Could you? That's a great question, because could you get 4 arms, legs from 4 different people, or would it
No,
have to
it's
be?
got to
would
be.
the arm,
Okay, that wouldn't make sense.
do the arms have to be from the same person? The legs have to be from the other person? And I would think
Yeah.
the legs would be really difficult, because assuming
Yeah.
how far she's got to go up, obviously you got arteries and all kinds of things. Let's assume it's just from the knee down.
Yeah, it's got to be. So it's got to be somebody. Ideally, it's all 4. It's got to be all 4 limbs. It's got. Okay. Well, first of all, listen. It's somebody. If you're going to get a donor,
Yeah.
right? So somebody, God love them.
Are you an organ donor, by the way?
Yes.
Good.
So, now that's interesting too. Hang on.
What?
Well, I'm an organ donor,
Yes.
but I don't think under the consent thing. I mean, not I would do.
Well,
look,
that's a good question.
Right.
I know where
I mean,
you're
look.
going
If I'm dead, you can take anything you want. But I'm an organ donor,
Not an arm donor.
not a limb donor. I guess they got to get family.
Is that organs part of that? Can like they take arms and legs? Like if I offer myself
We need
today?
to look on the. You need to look on the back of your like the thing that you signed
because
up
you
from.
could donate feet, you could donate all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? I bet you if you're an organ donor, I bet they have to get family consent, even if you're an organ donor.
That's a good question.
We're gonna have to when we go to commercial. I'm gonna do.
That's a great conversation starter right there.
Are you an organ donor? Yeah. Are you a limb donor?
Or even can you be a limb donor? Because you'd have to take those off and put them on ice quick.
Well, that's
even when someone loses a finger, man, you need to put it in a cooler for like a couple of days.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's got to be somebody who's been in an accident or died or whatever, and family permission, and they cut off all four.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't. Well, hang on. Well, I guess you can preserve it. Because I was thinking, I don't know that you can. I mean, I don't know what what are we talking about? Jesus.
Is there like a deep freezer out
well,
there?
That's
just a bunch of arms and legs
I don't think your body could tolerate.
Well, and if you can do that, why can't we just make arms?
Well, we're getting closer, can't we?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking not surgical. I'm talking about actual arms.
No, we're getting a stem cell.
But just
research.
to think, I mean, how do you? Because obviously our brain tells us what to do with our hands and our fingers. So think about. You're right.
No,
the therapy would be
connection. Yeah, I mean,
you can't just put it on there.
Well, we already know that, and we already know that. You can do that. I mean, we see that. That's how prosthetics work.
Yeah.
I mean, you think it because it's connected to your nerves.
I love this. This is great. We need to get a surgeon on. If you're a doctor, get a surgeon on.
I don't know any surgeons. Yes, I do. I know plastic surgeons.
Well, get him on tomorrow.
I don't know if I can get him on tomorrow.
Make the phone call. You're Dr. Josh Klapow. You can do whatever you want. Just make the phone call.
He does
Tell him we have a radio show. We got 15,000 people listening right now. Just do it. Tell them we're on Facebook Live. Did you see our show on Facebook Live? We need you to come on the show. Push your surgery back a little bit. I got a liver transplant on Tuesday. Sorry, you're on the show. Download the KCast Radio app, KCast Radio. If you're watching us on Facebook right now, obviously, if you're listening to KCast Radio, we're on every Monday through Friday between 6 and 9, kcastradio.com. We run a small amount of commercials. I don't do like 6 and 7 minute stop sets. You probably don't even know what that is. But, man, classic rock's always less than 2 minutes away, and we go around the clock unless, of course, you're listening to the Kurre and Klapow show. And we'll talk about one of your great sponsors coming up in just a second. Well, do it now, and then I want to tell you a very special guest we got coming in on Friday.
Oh, that's right.
You're going to make sure, and we will definitely Facebook Live on Friday because the show is going to look really good on Friday.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. And she is a customer.
Look a lot better than us.
She's a customer of Woodhouse Day Spa, as we all are. And Woodhouse Day Spa is just amazing. Talked to Stuart before he went down to New Orleans. They're located up at the Summit, 905-7676. This is like going on vacation. You walk in, and it's not just a place to get a manicure or pedicure or a massage. You literally feel like you've entered some sort of resort. They greet you. They give you a robe. They give you slippers. The music is beautiful. There's a relaxation room. It's a giant relaxation room. And they do the finest quality of services. Their webpage is birmingham.woodhousespas.com. birmingham.woodhousespas.com. Go check them out today. They're located, again, locally up at the Summit, 905-7676.
I want to thank Georgia for changing their voting laws because I was supposed to take my kid to the All-Star game in Atlanta this year. I promised if he got 4 A's and 2 B's at a school, I would take him. He did it, and they had to move it to Colorado because of all this Republican Democratic voting law crap changing, so I don't have to go. I want to thank you for that. I told him I'd take him next year. So the All-Star break's coming up. Shohei Ohtani, this kid, man, unbelievable. Angels pitcher, great pitcher, made the All-Star team as a pitcher and as a hitter. First time a Major League Baseball player has ever done that. He's got 31 bombs at the break.
Oh, I just burped on air.
Congratulations. He's 27 today, Shohei Ohtani is. So happy birthday to Shohei. But there's another pitcher that's in some hot water, Trevor Bauer, who was the reigning Cy Young Award winner from last year from my Cincinnati Reds. Loved him, very outspoken, just hammered on the Houston Astros. Funny guy, gets on Twitter and does all kinds of things. Sounds like he's got maybe some, before this stuff came out, but it seemed like he would just go on rants.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, okay, thank goodness he's one of our guys because he can get after it, but he's a hell of a pitcher. He's got like a 2.59 ERA this year. He's 7-5. He missed his start last night because
it's on administrative leave.
Yeah, for 7 days, and that 7 days is running out, and Major League Baseball still hasn't talked to. In case you didn't hear the story, he evidently hooked up with a woman. I don't know if it was a Tinder or something. Single guy out in L.A. They got together, had a intimacy, if you want to call it that, and then about a month later, they start texting each other, and they got back together again. And then she obviously got the authorities involved. She's banged up. She's got bruises, scrapes. Said that he choked her into submission. Said he punched her. She woke up unconscious after they had sex. It was just an ugly story. Yeah. Then he obviously said it was consensual. That's what she wanted. That's what the deal was. And then he showed some text messages of her saying, "I love to be in pain. Can't wait to you to hit me again." I'm not going to paraphrase because I don't want to say the wrong thing. But evidently, it looked like she appeared to be into really rough intimacy. And he obviously was the guy to give it to her. And so Dr. Misty Smith, who's a marriage counselor and a sex therapist, is going to join us on Friday. That's good. We're efforting to get a lawyer on, too, because this is a really sticky gray area when something that is considered consensual gets out of control. I don't know if she didn't say, "I can't wait for you to choke me into submission or make me unconscious."
She said that.
She did not. No, I'm not.
No, she did. That was.
Did she? Okay, I haven't seen all.
What she didn't say. I mean, what?
Gosh, I hope you beat the crap out of me.
We didn't see.
She got banged up bad.
Yeah.
Now, what's weird, believe it or not, folks, some people are into that.
We can talk to Misty about that because there is. I mean, they talked about
there's asphyxiation. There's all kinds of weird S&M stuff.
But we'll talk to Misty. Punching you in the face. I mean, I'm not just.
I know it doesn't. No,
that doesn't. I mean,
it doesn't sound fun to me. But believe it or not, there's some people into it.
We need to ask Misty. I don't think there are people into punching you into the face until you're unconscious. Like, come on.
No,
I get slapping.
There are some people that are into that.
That's not.
There are extremes in everything we do,
right?
And it's sick.
Okay, but that's not.
Well, asphyxiation. I mean, I'm not going to pull it up my computer, but there's sexual asphyxiation where you're going to choke me until I
pass out.
And then when I pass out, I come to, and it's a turn on for them. I think Kurt Cobain was into that. I think. So yeah, it's like, and I can think of one situation.
Oh, geez.
When I was first moved to town, certainly not at that level. Beautiful woman, way outside my league. We got together, and she wanted me to pull her hair, and I was like, okay, fine. And I'm a pleaser, but I'm like, and I'm again way outside my league, and I was like, okay, this is getting way too weird for me.
Yep.
And I tugged, and she's like harder, and it got to the point where I couldn't even concentrate because I felt like I knew I was hurting this individual. I was like, I'm not going to do that. She's like, well, then I'm out of here. I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I can't do that. But there are some guys that are into that kind of thing. In this particular case, I don't even know where you draw the line here. I don't know.
Draw a line with a safe. You know, there's always a safe word. There's a safe. I mean, look, consensual is you both want it, and you're both accepting of it, and you both are you're both engaged in it. This is why they have safe words.
How do you? I mean, how do you have that conversation? Okay. Before we do this, it's almost like you have to write up a contract, a consensual contract. Say, okay, tell me.
Well, you would
because
say,
this is a guy.
This is still Friday.
Okay, yeah, I know, but this is a woman he just met on Tinder, right?
Yeah, that it's all.
You know, and if she's sitting there saying, "Wow, I like it rough," okay, well, what's rough to him?
Right.
And they were together once already.
Yes.
And she came back, and he came back, and she wanted to do it again.
Yeah, but that's the
whole. And so it's okay. We're going to take it to the next level. At that point,
what is the next level?
And you're talking about a guy just signed a $110 million deal.
Right.
I would like to think he's smart enough that he wouldn't be and he's not.
Nope.
Because first of all, even if it was consensual, she's got you. There's something that's going to happen to you, and it could ruin his career because certainly Major League Baseball and all major sports, they don't like domestic violence and that kind of stuff. It just don't happen. I think it's the 11th pitcher, 11th baseball player to have gone through this process. But they are paying him. He's on administrative leave until Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball they've talked to her lawyer, but they have not talked to her specifically yet. I'm not saying that she's doing it to get the money. I'm not saying that at all. But it sounds like one of the situations that got out of control. And when you're doing things that are deemed dangerous, physically dangerous, I could see where it could get out of control quick.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with all this is that it's alleged, so we have to be, we got to be careful whether he's claiming he didn't do it. Now,
No, he's claiming he did it. He's claiming it was consensual.
the punching her in the face?
She posted the pictures.
I know, that's what I'm, well, is he claiming that he did
She
that?
said, she goes,
Well, I
I'm
remember
looking forward to the pain. I don't know how am I supposed to give you pain.
She didn't say pain from you.
That's what I'm
punching her in
saying.
the
Do we need
face.
to write down, hey, okay,
Yes.
slapping of the buttocks. Good?
Okay.
Check mark.
Yes.
After you pass out, punch you in the face? Are you good with that?
Well, and
as long as it doesn't leave a bruise.
No,
Okay,
the text
good.
messages also said, I must have got. He didn't say I got out of hand. I must have went too hard. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, dude, if you.
Yeah, he said, I wish I was there to comfort you right now because I didn't mean to
That's
hurt
some
you.
sick shit.
It's really sick.
I mean, it's just being into rough.
Yeah.
Okay. We gotta talk to Misty. Yeah. We gotta talk to Misty. Like, I almost don't want to say we.
She's going to join us 7:30 on Friday morning.
Yeah.
We'll be on KCast Radio, the KCast Radio app. Download the KCast Radio app so you can hear it. And in case you're back to work, you can't watch it on Facebook Live.
And if you got kids in the car, I definitely would.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is going to
the
be
kids
all
will be. The
sex
kids
for
ain't going
an
to be in the
hour.
car from 7:30 to 8:30.
Rough sex for an hour.
Which is a lot longer than I can last. He's Dr. Josh Klapow. I'm Tony Curry. Again, check us out on Facebook Live as often as you possibly can, and certainly listen to us here on KCast Radio. We're your home for classic rock to the bone. We play it 24 hours a day. Special thanks to Jeff Hammock, Spy for Rent. Talked to him last night. He was watching the fireworks show. Coincided with him telling me to light it up. We did it with our detonation station. We played a nice little soundtrack last night, and I played music the entire hour. I was down here rock and rolling, going in and out, lighting fuses, coming here, talking between songs. It was great. He is a spy, he's a private investigator, GPS tracking, bug sweeps, alternative drug screenings. He's done comprehensive investigative group now for over 30 years. He's the best of the best. He does surveillance, whatever you need in information on anything. Lawyers, child custody, wives, husbands, brothers, sisters, aliases, whatever you want. He can get it all.
Did you
Spy
say
for
alias or aliens?
Aliens. Well, aliens
Oh, okay.
and aliases. So if you're dating somebody you think is an alien, you
Like
probably
an
get
illegal
fingerprints.
alien or like an alien?
It's amazing, too, because, like, I'll call up and go, hey, listen, I got this guy working for me. His name is this. He's like, no, it's not.
Right, I know.
I'm like, what? He's like, no, it's not.
And he
I
does
just
it,
checked
and
it
he
out.
looks just like that.
And then he's at my door. Why are you outside my door? He's very stealthy. 790-3051, 790-3051, area code 205, or Spy for Rent, spy the number 4rent.com.
By the way, we got a compliment from our friends at WRC Fox 6.
Good.
Mike Dubberly was saying that the music was great.
Oh, good.
No, he did, which is interesting because he...
Yeah, he posted something on Fox 6 last night because they are in cahoots with Thunder on the Mountain, which we're not, by the way.
They are the official station
Yeah.
to broadcast.
I'm not the official station of Thunder on the Mountain.
They
I'm
are,
the
yes.
official detonation station. I got a cease and desist.
Yeah.
And I'm not allowed to mention Thunder on the Mountain. I will never mention Thunder on the Mountain
Right.
because we're not coexist with them. But Fox 6 is. And he said something along the lines of, and I'm sure Fox 6, they probably caught a little blowback from what he said, which I think is funny. He's like, by the way, I don't do the music.
Well,
we don't do the music. The music's not ours. Don't hold us against it. So I said, we do.
And he said, and the music's great.
Yeah. Well, maybe Fox 6 should call KCast Radio and do the music.
You
next
know, I
year.
wonder... I wonder if while they were broadcasting
Uh-huh.
in the studio,
Yeah.
they were streaming us, you.
They should have.
They could have done that. Because it goes out, right? So it goes out, and they could have been listening to KCast.
I actually asked them last year if I could just come up and sit in their parking lot, and they said no.
No. Yeah, because there's a lot of legal things.
Legal things.
Oh,
I
just
work
sit-
for Fox 6.
No, you don't.
Sure I do. I'm
No,
on
you
every
don't.
Thursday morning for 3 minutes.
You don't work for that.
You listen to our podcast on the Fox 6.
Yeah, but you don't.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
work
we
for-
actually asked.
I know.
And
I
you
was like,
said
hey,
no.
can I come and just sit in your parking lot?
You
He's like,
said
no. I'm like, what? I work for you. It's like, no, you don't.
Right. But, all right.
Damn,
we don't
man.
have to pay to be on, though.
All right, 5 ways to become more independent coming up here in
Okay.
a second. I do want to mention TikTok is changing some rules this week.
I don't know about that.
They're now allowing 3-minute videos.
Ah,
They're going from 1-minute videos to 3-minute videos. Let's set this back. Remember,
mistake.
Twitter was it 60 words or something,
150
whatever?
characters.
Oh, well, that's 150 characters now, but it used to be like
60 characters.
60 characters or 70 or
Characters,
whatever.
not
characters.
words.
Yeah.
That includes
Yeah.
spaces and periods.
Yeah, right? That's why people have
And
really
run-on
bad language.
sentences
Yeah.
and
And then they extended it, and most of us like, great. They talked about allowing it just to be endless.
No,
but
that'd be
that's,
Facebook.
that's called Facebook, right? Because Facebook, you can just blah, and you can write like 4 I asked Rick Carly. He writes these really long. They're good, but he writes these really long things. So now TikTok, which was their special thing, it had to be a minute,
Yep.
which I kind of like because the thing about 1 minute videos, and by the way, videos now on Twitter, they used to be 40 seconds. Anything over 40 seconds is off. You can now go 2 minutes and 20 seconds on Twitter. Did you know that? Your videos, 2 minutes and 20 seconds on Twitter, yeah. I only know that because I was posting a video a couple weeks ago, and I thought, okay, it's over a minute, because I think they went from 40 seconds to a minute, and now it's 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Anywho, TikTok was special because it was a minute long. You have to power it in there.
Right,
you know all about 15 seconds. It takes 15 seconds to get...
Well, Instagram went from 15 seconds to 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. And I know when I was doing the 15-second one, I was like, for the love of God.
Hammer it.
But then 30 seconds felt like a luxury.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really hard.
But we also know that at 15 seconds, it counts as an impression. You have to keep somebody for 15 seconds in order for it to count as your follower, your counter, or whatever your impression. So that's why most people that want to build their following keep things at 15 seconds or around 15 seconds. When we do ads on Facebook Live, they're always 15 seconds or on Facebook, period. But the fact you have 3 minutes now, I like it from TikTok standpoint that it was a minute because you got to see more videos.
Yeah,
you could watch it over and over. It was almost impossible not to see a video twice because just as you get into it, it's starting over again. You're like, okay, there's nothing new here. I've already seen this, and then you move on, so it counts as another impression.
3 minutes, I think it's a mistake.
I agree with you.
I think it's going to be, well, again, they all compete with each other. So if you think about Instagram has its reels, which are the 30-second, and then anything over that goes to what's called Instagram TV, IGTV, with no limitation. You could do an entire show on that.
Yeah.
But what they find, it's so interesting. What they find is, people kind of adapt to these shorter, we're adapting to shorter and shorter formats such that we get used to it. So a minute becomes the norm, right? Well, actually, 15 to 30 seconds becomes the norm.
Yeah.
And then a minute we think is reasonably long. And so 3 minutes becomes now boring.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You have to keep someone's attention for a long time to catch them for 3 minutes. Because that's the thing about TikTok is it was super fast. I know. But it was super fast, in your face. You had to be creative right now. You don't have time. We always used to talk in music. If you don't catch someone's attention the first 10 seconds, the song's not going to be a hit. We know that's not to be true, but if you were trying to get someone's attention, you had to catch their ear in the first 10 seconds. Yeah. TikTok, you had to catch the eye in the first 15 seconds, and then you had 45 seconds to go. 3 minutes, a little long. I think it's going to be interesting. And by the way, TikTok deleted 65 million videes so far this year.
For inappropriate?
For inappropriate, nudity, sexual, hate.
People,
isn't that crazy? And that is like 1% of every video that's been put on TikTok.
So like you
sounds
think
like
about
a lot, but it's not.
This is the thing. Our the phones, the technology. You and I know because we just ordered a mic. You literally can do everything you need with your phone. Mm-hmm. You can set it all up. And you become. It's like the lottery. You become famous, at least in your mind, because now I'm out there and anyone can see me, even if nobody's watching. Anyone see me? And then it's that whole, I have a chance. There's a chance this will go viral. Mm-hmm. To me, it's exactly like putting your dollar down and going, hey, look, there's a chance I'll win the lottery.
Yep.
And so the difference is the rules for the lottery, I guess it's,
you probably have a slightly better chance of going viral than you do winning the lottery.
I'm seeing a parallel.
Yeah.
Here's my parallel. So you put $1 down, you can win the lottery. But you could put $500 down, you got more chances, right? So think about it. You do a cool, nice, whatever video, you got a chance to go viral. But if you do something that really grabs people's attention, obviously you have a better chance of going viral. But there's two ways to do that to grab attention. One is sort of the cute factor, the sentimental factor. Basically you have to engage people's emotions. So you get them to cry, you get them to feel nostalgic, you get them to feel happy, you get them to feel pissed off, or you get them to feel turned on.
Yeah.
Right? And so so you tried your puppy video and it didn't go viral. Mm-hmm. Then you tried your angry rant video and it didn't go viral. Then you tried your, sort of connecting with them and it didn't go viral. Then you get naked.
Yep.
Right? Because that's what you tried. You tried everything else. Or you
I cried, now see if I cry in a bikini, see if it works, and it works.
Yes. You know what?
I would wonder, this is a great question. If you're a really attractive woman and you get the body and the whole 9 yards, and you just get on Twitter and you're not spending any money, you're not pushing it out, you have a normal amount of friends that are going to follow you, and you start posting pictures of yourself in a bikini, how easy is it to go viral?
Yep.
Because there's
viral, no.
Trillions of women that are doing the same thing.
No.
And then, of course, if you're willing to go further, you get OnlyFans, and then that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
But I wonder how many attractive women who are willing to do whatever it takes on OnlyFans are making money. I don't know. We see the women who are making tons of money. Right. And I don't know who they are. They're influencers. But if you're just a good-looking, wholesome woman who's got a rockin' bod that wants to make a ton of money, and people go to OnlyFans, okay, is OnlyFans like Twitter that's someone with great content?
I think it's the thing. I think in social media, you have to grab people's attention. So even there, a naked body, forget naked, just a great body. There's a gazillion people with great bodies. So you have to put the whole package together.
And probably spend some money to promote it.
Promote it, yes. And you have to find the angle that is novel or different. So if it was I still think Jules can do it.
Yeah.
I still think Jules can do it.
On OnlyFans?
No!
Oh.
Not like on TikTok.
Hey, one of our great new sponsors, EscapeLafayette.com. It's Escape Room Lafayette. It's the first ever KCast Radio DJ Zombie Room. It's going to be opening soon. They're down there on the platform down there in the Monroe area, down there on the campus down there. They do a fantastic job. Of course, you know what escape rooms are. They're super cool. You got 60 minutes to get the hell out of there. I'm going to be off-site. I've already done all the voice work for it, so I'm a DJ that's escaped the DJ room. You get locked in there. You got to figure out a way to get out, and they have spared no expense to make this thing look and sound great. It's fantastic. I posted a couple pictures. Family, friends, gamers, enthusiasts, businesses, visitors, tourists, companies. Everyone loves escape rooms. They're super cool. It's the craze. It's been going on for a while. And EscapeLafayette.com is one of the best. They're fantastic. Thanks to Cal and the entire crew down there for having us be part of the KCast Radio DJ Zombie Room. It's the Escape Room Lafayette. The Escape Room Lafayette. Go to EscapeLafayette.com. EscapeLafayette.com. All right. A couple minutes here left on Facebook Live on the KCast Radio app. Make sure you download the KCast Radio app. We're on every Monday through Friday between 6 and 9. Of course, we got classic rock to the bone, goes all the way through the night. We have special programming, an AC/DC show, which we do on Wednesday nights, brought to you by Southern Precision Staffing, 205-682-2828. We do that at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Then, of course, on Thursday night, we got a great partnership with IBM and IBM International. It's where we mash up high-tech and classic rock together. It runs at 7 o'clock on Thursday night. Some other unique programming happening as well. So check that out. It's fantastic, and we greatly appreciate you getting the KCast Radio app. Today is the day that most people are off because the 4th of July fell on a Sunday, so we hope you're off today. And I thought this morning, 5 ways to become more independent as an individual. Go.
Number one, spend some time alone. Because I think one of the biggest challenges about being independent, and we were talking about this earlier, the biggest challenge about being independent is you have to be comfortable with yourself. Not just in your own skin, but you have to be able to know that you're going to be okay and you can soothe yourself if you screw up. Because if you can't do that, you'll never be independent. You will never be, because you'll constantly be looking for external validation.
So is there anything you're supposed to be doing at the time you spend alone, or you just be alone?
You navigate things alone. So what I mean by that is, you don't have to lock yourself in a room. But instead, do projects, do home-based things by yourself. Not with your spouse, not with your friends. Do things alone that you can get mastery in. Because once you are alone and you accomplish something, you start training your brain to say, oh, look, I can do this by myself. Because without that, you never develop the confidence to be independent. So that's number one. And by the way, let me back. There are definitely inborn genetic predispositions to that, and there's definitely familial modeling. You can shape your kid. Not every kid's going to be independent, but you absolutely can teach your kids independence or autonomy. And one other thing, we are all born with the potential for independence. 2-year-olds are the greatest example.
Yep.
They're constantly 2 and 3-year-olds. You know, you go to, no, it's mine. It's mine.
Yeah.
It's mine. Okay. So do things alone and be alone while you're doing them so that you can accomplish tasks without anybody else there.
Yep.
Number 2, and it's a little related to this, seek validation or pride or reinforcement from yourself. Because one of the problems with this is, with being independent, is you're going to have to do things that not everybody is going to say, oh, that was a great job. Mm-hmm. And because we're so social, if you're waiting for that, then you're not going to get that feedback loop.
Yeah.
But if you say to yourself, I've done this, I think I've done a great job, you're much more likely to do things again. So there's 2 pieces of that. First, you got to do the stuff and be successful. Number 2, you need to look for reward, reinforcement, validation from within. Number 3, and this, we were talking about this earlier, seek to lead others. Because being independent does not mean pushing everybody aside and just going at it alone. Mm-hmm. What it means is you're confident in thought. If you don't have anybody else around you and you're only doing things alone, then you don't know how much independence you have. Because some of that independence is based on how others see you, right? So the idea is not to isolate other people, but to be able to be the person who takes the lead.
Okay.
Right? That was number 3. Number 4, don't try to be independent all the time. Because if you're independent all the time, now you're just a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You know, now you're just that person who nobody likes because he or she's just doing everything that they want to do. So know when to dial up. This is something I use with my clients. Dial up your independence, dial back your independence. Know when to depend on other people, and that's okay. I think people think that if I'm dependent on you in this situation, then I'm not independent.
Yeah.
So no, it's so interesting. You can be independent by choosing to be dependent on somebody for a given situation.
Gotcha.
That's number 4. And then number 5 is realize or learn to anticipate that being independent means you're going to fall flat on your ass a lot. And falling flat on your ass or face is a sign of independence. So don't read failure as I'm not good at being independent.
Yeah.
Right? So again, do things alone and have mastery at them. The number 2, look for reward from yourself. Number 3, don't be independent all the time. Number 4, look to lead people as a sign that your independence works. And I don't remember what the hell I just said about number 5.
There you go. There's the 5 ways to become more independent here on July 5th.
That
was good, man.
Write that stuff down.
You're going to be in a Bustle article and be on Fox 6 this week doing that.
Look for an Instagram post.
There you go.
30-second one.
Give me some credit for that, will you? Tag me on it so I can repost it.
I tag you all the time.
Talk about one of our great sponsors real quick. I'll do some more classic rock to the bone here on the 5th of July.
What? Got my prostate all, my prostate's, what's yours? You're Gary?
Huh?
What's your prostate's name?
Gary, yeah.
Actually, I said mine was George. Remember, we called it Pete the prostate.
Pete the prostate.
Vituro Health's one of our sponsors. We just had them on, what is today? We had them on past week. They are there developing new forms of treatment for prostate cancer. Prostate cancer, 1 out of 9 men who develop it. It's very common. You need to have your prostate checked. You need to have a blood test called a PSA. And if you develop prostate cancer, you need to contact, obviously, your urologist who's going to be treating you, but contact Vituro Health to find out what the new forms of treatment are, minimally invasive. You may not have to have the surgery. And they are now developing men's health programs to keep you healthy overall. Their webpage is viturohealth.com.